Hello guys, you might have downloaded stuff from the internet, right? Well then you surely might have noticed .zip, .rar, .7c, that kind of extensions. Well, what are they? How can we make them? Let's talk about it. Welcome to my channel. So before starting, let me tell you this, there are timestamps in the description below. You can check that and go to the segments you are more interested to watch. Or you can just follow accordingly the video. Well, let's start. What is file compression? File compression is the process of compressing a file, that is making a large file into a small one, that too reduces the disk space that it occupies. This can help in storing the file and also makes transferring it over the network, especially the internet, easier. After compression, the new file more or less has the same amount of data but occupies lesser amount of space in the disk. Well, why do I say more or less? Well, there are two types of file compression. One is a lossless type and one is a lossy type. What is a lossless type? In lossless type of file compression, the file before and after compressing has the same amount of data. Just the storage space required decreases. That's an efficient type of compression. Then there is the lossy type of compression. In lossy type of compression, some amount of data is permanently lost. It doesn't matter much in one compression, but if you are compressing that file again and again, there will be significant amount of data loss. Some of the apps you can use to compress files like PDFs, music files and all, include WinZip, WinRAR, 7zip, pzip, etc. Many of these apps uses the LC adaptive dictionary algorithm. The LC stands for Lembel and C, the people who are behind this algorithm, and the dictionary refers to the list of data that is being used inside. This algorithm is the basis of most of these compression types. How does this work? We'll come to that. Why should you compress a file? Well, the main and important thing about compressing a file is, of course, saving space. First thing is, it saves space. Second, it makes it easier to transfer a file. You can think about it. If you're having a large 1 GB file versus a 700 MB file, it should be easier to transfer across the internet. Yeah, that's all. Compressing makes the file easier to transfer. Then third, it saves you money. Well, you might all have these pictures about your past, like memories, those memories, right? Well, they are to be stored somewhere. So you need to have hard disks full of pictures about your past. And if you're keeping those pictures compressed, they save you a lot of space, and in a single hard disk you can save more number of pictures than that you could have saved before. So it saves you money of buying more hard disks. So how does this file compression work? Before going into that, let me tell you an example to show you what identity key is and what role it plays in storage. Consider the example of queues. Because there are two cases. One, you can go and stand in a queue. Two, you can take a token number, and wait somewhere else. In the first case, where you are going and standing there physically, you have to make sure that you are standing there all the time until your turn has come, else your place in the queue has been lost. So the queuing system has to offer you place to stand. Not only you, the people in front of you and the people behind you. It requires a lot of space. But in token system, the queuing system doesn't have to give you much space. It just have to give the space to a number that identifies it to you. So this is how identity works. You can give an identity to each storage unit so that we can refer this identity key to that unit. So let's talk about file compression. For instance, take the example of a word Mississippi. Mississippi has 11 letters. It has one M, 4 I's, 4 S and 2 P's. Now if you are giving identity keys to each of the letter, like M has A as its key and I has B as its key, S has C and P has D. So if you are giving each of these keys, let's take two cases. First of all, we are storing each letter as it is. So the storage space, let's assume a character needs 5 units of space to stand. That means 11 characters, 5 each, 55 units of memory is needed. Now the second case, we are each assigning it a identity key. So each identity key only needs 1 unit of space, let's assume. So the Mississippi can be written as written with A, B, C, D as this. With this we can realize that there are 11 letters and it requires only 11 spaces. But there is also need of a encryption key like M is A and I is B and that's all that. Well, for that we need to store all that also. That means 4 letters means 4 into 5, 20 units of space, and 4 key correlation, 4 into 4, check, 4 into 1, 4 units of space, that is 24, and that identity key array will be 11 units of space, that is 24 plus 11 gives you 35. So in the first location you have to have 55 units of space to store Mississippi. Now after compression you gave each of the letters a identity key and now you just needed 35 units of space. That's how compression works. I hope you understood. This was just a rough idea, so if you want to know more I will leave a link in the description, you can check that. And basically file compression is removing the repetition units. That repeated units are removed so as to save space. Some compressing softwares includes the decompressing key to that compressed file. It may be something from 100 kbs and all. This helps the uncompressing easier. This makes the uncompressing easier. That is, you don't necessarily need to have the software to uncompress the file. It has the key so it can uncompress itself. So now let's check some compressing. For that we will compress a PDF. I'll show you how to compress a PDF now onto the screen.
Guys, now we are going to compress a PDF file. This PDF file has 94 pages and it's 27.3 megabytes. So let's try to compress it. First of all, this is a Windows PC, so it has an inbuilt file compressor. You have to send to and compress zip folder. It compresses, starts right away. Yes, it has compressed to some extent. It has changed to 26.9 megabytes, which is good. Now let's check some other software. Now I'm going to check WinRAR. WinRAR is not in the system. You have to download it from the site. I will leave the link in the description. You can check there. The best archiving format is RAR. RAR4 is a previous gen format. You can also go for best compression method. And okay. That's it. WinRAR has further reduced the size of the file. Now I also like to introduce you to 7-Zip if you haven't already heard about it. It's an open source software and it's free. Go for Ultra and 7C format, LCMA2, and okay. It will take some time since it's compressing a lot. It has come by far the 7C has the best compression.
So that's all guys. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up or slightly press the like button. That would surely help. And what do you think about file compressors? Is there anything you want to know more? leave it down in the comments below. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel. That's all from me now. I'm Bima, and